This is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro in a 2007 edition published by the Folio Society. The book comes as usual for the Folio Society in a plain slipcase, in this case brown with a white paper lining, and inside we have this book bound in cloth, printed with this brown design, overprinted with this gold blocking that you can probably see here catching the light with the leaves of these trees. And it's a nice wraparound design, so it goes also around onto the rear board. Overall, I think the design of this book is really quite tasteful and I enjoyed it quite a lot. And we also see here on the spine, as usual, we have blocked the title and the author's name. The binding, of course, is sewn and we have these striped end bands. Otherwise, nothing too remarkable about the external presentation here. Opening out, we start with end papers, which are plain brown. Here's the half title. And then we reach the title spread, fairly plain affair, and facing it is the frontispiece, which is the first of our illustrations by Finn Campbell-Notman. Then we see a few production details of the book. So the book is typeset in Bembo and it's printed on Caxton wove paper. This is relatively smooth, maybe just a very slight texture, and it's slightly off-white, but not by very much. Opacity is reasonable. In terms of the typographic design of the book is divided into chapters, which each open with a title page. It has a little bit of a typographic flourish to it, but then there's not a lot to remark on about the main design of the text itself. It's quite readable. Bembo has a nice face, but nothing too remarkable about it. So the other thing we should take a look at is those illustrations by Finn Campbell-Notman. They are drawn with what might be described as an almost comic book style. And I thought at first this was a slightly unusual choice for a book which deals with some fairly heavy themes. So Ishiguro, of course, is a Nobel Prize winner. I think this book was a big part of his winning that prize, and the book deals with themes such as British fascism, unrequited love, the nature of service, and the changing class structure of society. And so to have these very graphic illustrations may seem a little bit incongruous, but the illustrations have this sort of wistful air about them, which I think matches very well with the story as narrated in the book, and they each capture key moments in that story in a way that I think is quite effective at doing the main job of an illustration, which is, of course, to illustrate both the events and the spirit of the story they accompany. So I will flick through and we'll take a look at a few more of these illustrations. So that is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro, published by the Folio Society in 2007. It's a beautifully crafted piece of literature presented here in a very nicely designed edition by the Folio Society.